Hi guys, thanks for joining. I've just got another quick exercise for you today. We're going to do horse stance. So we'll do a few seconds of just opening up the hips. Hopefully you've seen one of my earlier videos on opening the hips. We're keeping the pelvis in the same place, lifting the hip open, rotate, down, up, open and rotate, down. Swap to the other side. So horse stance is something I learned from a man called Wim Hof. He's a Dutch extreme person. He's an extreme athlete. He's done marathons in the Arctic with in flip-flops and a t-shirt. He's climbed Everest with I think in swimming shorts. So now we're going to do it stood on the floor. We'll rotate, stood on the floor, spread the toes, do this barefoot. It really helps to do these things barefoot. We're going to rotate with our foot down and then lift it up, rotate in and down. So Wim Hof does some really interesting breathing techniques along with cold exposure to control your body's nervous system more effectively. You produce some breath work, you exhale and hold. It feels really cool. You get an amazing connection with your body. And then you pressurize your head and he talks about expanding your neurology. You can intentionally think different places. It's incredible. One of his exercises he does, getting people to do big cold immersion and heating up after them, is, and now we'll do it together, horse stance. So we're going to start rotating our knees outwards slightly. So if you imagine instead of my knees being there, they're just rotated. That doesn't quite work. I need to be like this for that to work. Here's my knees in, knock knees. We want to go outwards like that. And about 1.5 shoulder widths apart. So we'll stand 1.5 shoulder widths apart, really easy, centered, grounded down into the earth. You can feel the weight inside your hips. You might be sitting in a different way. You might be feeling some different sensations. That's fine. You can go down really deep. You can really squat into this, or you can just break the knees and let the support system in the body support you in a slightly different way. We've opened up our spiral line. You'll notice your feet, particularly do this barefoot. Do this at home, do this barefoot. Do it out in the garden, do it barefoot. You'll find your toes sitting in a different way. If you have collapsed arches, you might find that this has activated the intrinsic stabilizing muscles inside your feet. And then we can just move around slowly. Wim has people do this with breath work. We can get onto that, but for the moment, just move yourself around. You'll find with your hips in this slightly different rotated position that your pelvis just feels a bit different. It's really quite interesting. Like, I've learned a lot about this over the past career of my life as an athlete. I've been studying various bits of, not quite literature, but knowledge, mostly on YouTube. Amazing amounts of information on there. And I've learned so much. I've also read some textbooks and anatomy trains. Look up Thomas Myers. The man's a god. Well, genius. Modern day genius, you know. So, we'll move around a little bit more. This is a Tai Chi move called Reading Silk. I believe it's called Reading Silk. Now when we're breathing, we want to breathe using the diaphragm. You can feel what's called your pelvic canister. From the base of your pelvis all the way up to your diaphragm, you can feel the pressure through this movement. You can stabilize yourself and just move over the top. Feels quite nice that. You can really feel your thoracic and lumbar spine moving. This is a really nice alternative as a movement meditation as compared to the Zen swing, which we can also do from this position. You just let your arms swing. You can move them as slowly as you like. Control the position the whole way. Every joint in your body gets moved when you do this because we're moving across the midline in a variety of planes. You can really feel the heat build up in your legs, into your core. You might feel different muscles. You might feel some tension, and pay attention to those sensations. It's really interesting how they change, how you learn what your body is capable of doing. It's really interesting. Like I'm fascinated by body physiology, human anatomy, neuroscience, loads of stuff. It's really interesting how everything fits together and gets operated by the cerebellum, which is the little brain in here. It's incredible. And most people's hips don't work quite right. Most people have their legs rotated inwards. I know I did. I know there's a lot of postural positions where you're stood like this, and then that causes the pelvis to go out of line, lumbar, thoracic, neck. Everything's connected to everything else. You can speed up the breath and do some breath work. I won't, my lungs are still a little bit sore. But you can really pump the energy up in this position. It can be really strong. Keep your head back. So anyway, that's horse stance. It's a really powerful position. You can really get grounded. You can get connected with the earth's energy, as Troy Casey would love me to say. Something you should try as well, now that you're in it, with your legs in a slightly different position. Just hit yourself down onto the floor. Lift yourself up on your heels, down onto the floor. That's funny. Earthquake energy. Not my words. I'm just parroting. But it does feel really interesting how your whole body is stimulated differently when you're in a slightly different biomechanical position. Anyway, that's all from me today. Hope you've enjoyed these quick exercises. Have a look at my channel and see what other videos I've got up there. Cheers. Have a great day.